All right, so greetings, beautiful people. So in this video, I'm going to talk about certain things. I mean, I've been coming across certain videos, and one thing that I've noticed is, and I've mentioned this in other videos where, knowledge is power. Knowledge is, something you utilize even as a tool. But if you utilize it the wrong way, your strongest weapon and your strongest tool here is your belief and your faith in things, okay? Now, whenever you listen to conspiracies, whenever you listen to something and you form a belief system around the knowledge that you just acquired, okay, this can be detrimental. And the reason why is this: hold everything, like I said, with an open hand. Everything should be always held with an open hand. If not, you're creating blockages. I already said, whenever you eat, because everything you listen to is knowledge, is like eating. It's food. Same shit when you eat food. You don't want that shit sitting there. You want to digest and shit it out. You want to absorb the nutrients, and that's it. Okay? Absorb the nutrients to your expansion, to your growth. All right? I'm coming across videos where, people are, demonizing certain things like the Matrix and, technology and, the government and shit like that. Let me tell you something. I want you to really realize this. If you keep this mentality, all right, toward everything, you won't look at things the way you do, all right? And if you're spreading that kind of energy out, okay, it's sort of fear-mongering. It's sort of, putting people in a disempowered state. And I'm going to explain why. You're here by yourself in this world, okay? Everybody here, you're by yourself in this world. This is why when I look at people, I say, hey, you're a star or a planet. This is why they say, oh, we are all stars. How bright do you shine? Are you just one of those little dwarf stars, or are you going to be a planet, a shining big planet in somebody's world, all right? In my world, I got big planets, little stars. I just have, you could even have black holes in there that absorb your energy, okay? But everything is used to your advantage, okay? Nothing in this reality, in this world of yours, okay, external to you, all right, is not created by you. Everything is created by you. Everything. I don't care if it's fast food restaurants. I don't care if it's chemtrails. I don't care if it's whatever the fuck it may be. Everything is created by you. The moment you start to criticize and judge everything outside of you, they're trying to poison us. The Matrix this, the Matrix that. Do you realize what you're doing there? You're literally turning on yourself. See, you created everything, but the question is, why did you create that? Why did you create it? Don't forget that unconsciously, you are creating, whether it's consciously or unconsciously, by the decisions and choices you make, you're creating your world, your universe. I don't even want to say world, your universe. Do you notice how whenever you go and fill out paperwork, they'll always say your name, address, and then they say city and state? City, Zen. I'm going to make a video on that. But then you have state. I'm going to tell you right now, everywhere you move to has a different energetic signature, everything. This is why it's good to move around and experience new things, because you get to expand your universe, okay? And you get to know more about yourself. Here's the thing. Whatever I did in New York and I'm moving to the South, I do things here that I would have never imagined myself doing in New York, such as being out more in nature, gardening. You know what I mean? And why do I garden? Do you know how much I have learned just from gardening and how this correlates to my exterior world? All right. Now, you find the beauty in things, okay? And you'll start to see things a lot differently. When you start to meditate, okay, you'll start to see things a lot differently. All right. And the reason why is this: you're changing your brainwaves, your brainwave state. When you're in a busy city, of course, your brainwaves are going to be in a different state than something where you're in the South and everything's a lot slower. It's just an example I'm giving you, okay? But you have to look at things from different perceptions. Whenever you're looking at people, places, and things outside of you, okay, you created them. And you're only criticizing an extension of yourself. If somebody outside of you pisses you off, or you think that somebody outside of you is enslaving you, or whatever it may be, you created them. And you criticizing them, all you have to do is either forgive them or have an understanding as to why this is happening. Okay? Because I'll tell you right now, if you have the mentality of everybody outside of you is an extension of you or is a mirror reflection of you. I don't care if it's people, places, and things. Even the sun. When you look at the sun, you're literally looking at yourself. When you look at stars, you're looking at extensions of yourself. When you look at people, those are all planets and stars, as above, so below, as extensions of yourself. Okay? Everything outside of you is an extension of you. If you had that mentality, would there ever be room for jealousy, envy, hatred toward anything outside of you? Would there be? First of all, there's people who might succeed and do something and they succeed at it and then people get jealous. Or, you know what I mean? And here's the thing. If anything, that extension of you, there's a success within you that you're externally experiencing somebody's success. That means that you have succeeded in some way. Within, you have succeeded in some way when you see somebody outside of you succeeding. Now, if you're jealous of that person, do you know what the universe, which is you observing yourself, is actually, because everything here, you're the God. You're literally in charge of everything. And based on your consent, your decisions and choices is what you're going to create. You being jealous of the success of a person outside of you, it means that you are literally consenting to saying that you do not agree with any kind of success in your reality. Which means that now you are attracting poverty and lack of success in your reality. When you start externalizing, and here's the crazy part. If I, let's say, make a video and I start to criticize everything outside of myself, look at these fast food restaurants. Yeah, look at all this. Look at the way everything's placed over here, right? This is what I am going to be accepting because I'm consenting to this. I'm projecting this out into my reality. But if I make a video, I'm projecting it out to many more people to see it. Then now it becomes energized and it becomes even more powerful. And this is what I'll create more of in my external reality. Not only am I creating it because I personally am judging it, but now I gave that energy to everybody else to experience that as well. And whoever is not aware and conscious, they'll feed into that. And now I'm empowering that very thought even more. This is why it's important to be careful with how you judge. It's not about judging, it's about understanding things. And if something needs to have a light shed on it, then do so. You know what I mean? But hold everything with an open hand. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is why I said that with all my videos, all right, I tell people to literally go within and use your spidey senses. But you notice in the video, the Avengers Infinity War, and the hairs on Spider-Man's arms stuck up. That's when he saw Thanos, going through his whole attack there. Here's the crazy part, is that everybody has that ability. Everybody has these spidey senses. But the thing is that if your body's blocked and you have all these, because you're nothing but a big bag of pipes. And if you have blockages, there's the signal from your gut, which is, they say your gut feeling. All right. Your gut feeling is literally, it's you, but how could you trust yourself literally if your gut is blocked with a bunch of toxins, right? And it signals to the brain, signals to the heart. All this information can't travel through freely because you're blocked. This is the reason why, and I'm not, look, I always tell people, you should clean, detox, the eating meat is very dense, all right? I'm not telling you not to do any of that. You could do whatever the fuck you want. Just, if you're going to have a house party, you got to know how to clean your house, right? If I invite people over, which I'm inviting deities, right? That means that they're going to make a mess in my house, right? Some may even steal from you, okay? But you have to have everything organized and in place so you can tell if somebody stole something from you, if something was robbed from you, hence energy robbed from you, right? Which is why when you eat certain things, you should be aware of what it is doing to you from the inside out, because everything is from the inside out, all right? And this is why whenever you want something, this is why the saying, be the change you want to see, is so beautiful, because there's a universal law that states that you cannot interfere in anybody's free will. So you telling somebody what to do, you're interfering in their free will to some extent, which is why the best thing to do is to guide. Even when you have children, you created these children consciously or unconsciously. They can help you or they can destroy your life one way. All right? Because here's the thing, depending on your mental mind state and the state of mind or the state of being that you were in at that time that you created this child with your significant other, okay, is what you brought into this world. It is up to you now to control or guide, because people want to control, but it is not about control. It is about guiding. See, this is why you keep manifesting, oh, they're controlling, because you try to control things. And don't forget, whatever you control controls you. Whatever you possesses you back, which is why you always want to look at everything and say, this is an extension of myself. All right. This is why love They say when you love something, you let it go. If it is meant to be, it'll come back. When you love, you do something with love, you don't expect anything back. But this is why when you cook food, you wanna cook with love, and that's why the food tastes so good. When you do something with love, you enjoy the benefits of the fruits of labor that you gave, but you don't expect anything back from it. Okay? What you gain is far more valuable, which is energy, gratitude for yourself of what you created. All right? Your child, for example, is not your child. Okay? He is its own individual, an extension of you. And my son does things that piss me off. Okay? He does things that piss me off. And here's the thing. I went into a meditation. And people will come out with, oh man, I fucking drifted off into sleep during my meditation. I'm going to tell you something right now. All right? If you go to bed at night, you go to bed. But if you go and you're meditating and you drift off to sleep, see, before you drifted off, your intention was to meditate. So let's say you drifted off into sleep and you had certain dreams. Notice how when you merge into these dreams, okay, because I went through a meditation just today and I drifted off, but I merged into a dream state, okay? But here's the funny part. In my dream, I'm gardening and my son was playing in the yard. My son's in school right now. How come I couldn't become aware of the fact that my son's in school? I'm like, wait a second, why is my son here if he's in school? No, I just went along with that game, just like we go along with this external game that we're in, right? But here's the thing though. I had a couple of dreams because now here's what the funny part is I said to myself, I woke up in my dream and I said, man, I just had a dream that my son was here, but he's in school. But I'm still in a motherfucking dream. Because I woke up and I'm like, fuck. But then in that second dream, within that dream, there was another experience. And to make a long story short, certain things that I experienced during those dreams, okay, I was angry the same way that I got angry during my son when he pisses me off about certain things he does during this waking life that we're in now, during this other dream state that we're in. And I had a dream with my dog and everything, and knowing that all these are extensions of myself, doesn't matter what it is, if it's an animal, if it's a person, they're all extensions of you. And if they're doing something that's pissing you off, there's something that you're doing that's pissing yourself off. And that's where you have to really go within to find out what it is. And here's the beauty part. Through the meditation, I figured out what it was. Okay? I'm not going to get into that because that's definitely another topic, and I'm going to drift off into another topic, and I don't want to make this video too long. But everything is an extension of you. Go within and find out why this is happening. Why are you seeing everything outside of you as they're trying to control you? What are you controlling, or what are you trying to control in your external world that you keep repetitively doing? Okay? People want to demonize their job. Fuck, man, I hate my job, this and that. Well, why are you going to work? You made the choice to go to work. Nobody told you need to go to work. But why do you go to work? Because you have to pay bills. What did you do that you have to pay bills? Some people buy expensive cars. I saw a meme that said, oh, I worked a long time to try to get this, like they bought an expensive car, right? But now the other line said, and now I have to work harder to keep it, okay? Which means you literally just created a bigger shackle for yourself, a bigger jail cell, all right? So everything outside of us is always trying to teach us something as well. So it ain't bad. Like my son, for example, I'm digging a hole in the ground. All right. And I'm going to make a video on specifically this, but I'm digging a hole in the ground and he goes, Papa, we're finding a treasure, a treasure. And I'm like, no, I'm just making a hole so I can plant this apple tree, the apple tree that I grew. Okay. And then he goes, yeah, but we got to find this treasure. That's why you dig holes. You got to find a treasure box. And then it just hit me. I'm like, fuck, treasure box, digging a hole. I'm like, treasure box. Why does the treasure have to be in a box? You know what I'm saying? And what is the treasure? Is it the box or is it what's inside the box? That's the treasure. Because we're in this meat suit that we're in. It is a box. Is the cube that we always want to, conscious community talks about. The Saturn cube matrix or whatever. But what's the treasure? It's what's inside the treasure box. So when he said that, I'm like, digging a hole is, we got to go within to really find out where is this, find ourselves. What is this fucking treasure? And face these fucking things that we externalize and demonize outside of ourselves. That you created for a reason. Why are you here? You're here. Experience, experiments, experiment with your life. See, I'm going to make the next video where I just mentioned about City Zen and Treasure Box and all this. I'll make the next video because I left my job. All right. But there's an experiment going on here. There's a reason why I did this. Okay. So everything that you do should be an experience or an experiment, because the experience are experiments and you experiment. Whether it's the experiments of detoxification and what do you feel? What do you feel after the detox? And then fucking have a house party. Because I went to New York and I ate shit I wasn't supposed to eat. But I'll tell you right now, I was able to feel the subtle differences of the things that I was eating and how I felt after the things I ate. Because there was certain unfavorable feelings I was feeling. Feelings that I wasn't feeling before, but it was because of certain things I put into my body, certain deities that I invited into my body. But here's the thing though, a lot of people will only feel the effects of when they drink alcohol, of when they drink caffeine, because these are strong stimulants, but they won't feel the subtle effects of when they just eat an apple, right? Because they're so clogged and detox. Clean and detox your body and you'll start to feel these subtle differences. Just like even spiritually, you can start to feel like certain vibrations, or when you meditate, you'll feel the chill somewhere. You feel certain energies. And listen, I'll be meditating and certain times I'll feel subtle sensations in my back. Pay attention to it and meditate on it. When you put your energy flows where attention goes. So you put your energy there and you'll start to now have a communication with that certain part of your body as to why that is happening. There may be a blockage there. And then you may even have either a projection, okay? Because your life, people talk about, I'm working on this project. Start working on projections and project. Now you start to have projections and figure out why these things are happening. And if you're working on a project and there's certain things that aren't working for you, right? Now you start to figure out where the blockages are at, and these projects will work in your favor now. You see, this is the things that are helping me out in my journey. Okay? I'm not telling you what to do. You could do what you got to do, but everything starts from within. See, people want to demonize this whole matrix thing, the government, the religious system. Everything is an extension of you that you created. The moment you start to demonize it, you are empowering that very thought, the idea, because all this is just the realm of ideas and thoughts. And do these thoughts have you, or do you have thoughts? Even while you meditate, people are like, fuck, man, I just keep getting these thoughts and I can't. Okay, I have this beautiful technique when I meditate. You notice how people say, you breathe unconsciously. Autonomic nervous system, you breathe. You breathe. But then what do they tell you when you meditate? Take over your breath. Now you take over. You took the driver's seat. Now you're not unconsciously breathing. Now you're breathing consciously. You could control how deep your breaths go. Are you breathing from your diaphragm or from your chest? Now you could start to do this with your thoughts too. Because people try to block their thoughts. And whenever you block something, you make it stronger. It creates resistance. Sometimes what you do is you let either the thoughts flow through you. And if you have unfavorable thoughts, you can actually either pretend they're going out in like a cloud or play with it. Transform them in your dream. Let's say you have something unfavorable that you think about, because that's how either the thoughts have you or you have the thoughts, or you could transmute and transform the thoughts, because that's all you do here in this realm is transmute and transform. That's what we need to do, is learn to transmute and transform energies. If somebody's having a bad day, what do? You don't feed into that. I'm having a bad day. Fuck, man, this shit happened. You don't feed into it unless you want to, right? But you're only empowering that very thought and idea. It's going out into the air for other people to catch. Okay, so you're here, but how do you affect the world? How do you affect your universe? Because all these planets and stars outside of you, okay, if you're empowering them, you're only empowering yourself. This is why they say be the change you want to see. Okay, but every time that you energize and empower others, you're energizing and empowering yourself. The moment people have these thoughts of envy, jealousy, okay, that's where you're God. You transform and you transmute these energies. You're empowered. People play this victim fucking role and mentality, and that's all you get back. Victim mentality and victim roles. That's all because you're consenting to that role. What is your excuse? Notice how whenever you're in a movie, they say, what is your role? On cue. Are you using excuses? Or are you making it happen? Stop making excuses. You say every time excuse me. You're XQ. You have no role no more. Now they taking over you. You're under somebody's script. Be the author. Stop making excuses. The Q. You have power when you're on cue. When you act. Listen. You are now who answers to you? The questions, the Q. The status quo. Here's the major thing. You start to ask yourself, why are you here? Right? You could be like, this is a prison. I'm serving my time. Right? So when you go to prison, you serve time. Right? You do a jail sentence. Aren't you bound here by time? Right? Aren't you following a line here? Following a path, whether it's the left-hand path, right-hand path, middle path, but you're still on a path. Notice how when you come offline, when you insult somebody, they say, nah, man, you crossed the line, man, fuck that. Or you came out, no, you came out of line now. You're out of line now. But everything's always you're on a timeline here, right? But here's the funny part. I'm gonna make a video that's gonna really, really open your eyes to something. And sometimes we look at things and demonize it, and we can learn from everything. And that's going to be very, 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 very interesting. And that's going to be in the next video. Because I'll tell you right now. All right? And notice how I say very interesting. Okay? Whenever you always sell. You're always selling. Every time you talk, you're selling. And somebody buys into you. That's the attention, which is more valuable than money. The attention. They fed into they're listening to you now. But how interesting are you? If you're interesting, now they will subscribe to you. Subscribe. Right? So now they're paying with interest. Right? But do you use that subscript to gain power? Or are you using it to empower others? Because here's the thing. They say, who do you answer to? Right? Whenever you are in a position of power, okay, you ask the questions and they answer to you. But you could do it in another way. Where your mentality would be like, if a child asks you a question, right? What do? You properly answer and guide them. You're not robbing energy from them. You're giving them information or light for them to be able to grow and expand from that. See, there's two different ways to say, who do you answer to? Because people can say, oh, my child answers to me. No, but the only reason your child asks you the questions is you're empowering them by giving them light. Right? But are you doing it in a way where you're robbing power, or are you empowering? Okay? The next video I'm going to make it on specifically, okay, how we look at things a certain way, but they're actually and there's people here in this realm of reality, okay, who know what's going on, and they'll play with others. They're playing with you, okay? And I see this shit. So stay tuned. And stay tuned meaning watch the video and stay tuned from beginning to end, because this way it doesn't leave room for judgment. And know that and use your spidey senses. Is the video feeling like you're empowered, or is it feeling like it's giving you energy, or do you feel like you're getting your energy drained, or do you feel like you're in fear? If you felt empowered, let me know in the comments. And listen, I love to hear the comments from you guys. All right? Leave them in the comments. Let me know. Like, share, and subscribe. We'll talk soon.